Hey everybody, welcome to round 2 of the Fukaru Sport GT. We're at LSSC Crooked Creek. This is a Chapman race. We have a par time today, if I can remember, of a 48-second par time. At the current time, the top points leader right now is Team Chris. And following closely behind her is Death Perception. Now you're probably wondering why that happened that way, and the reason is because Death Perception was unable to stay under par for the race, so he ended up pushing himself a little bit. He didn't get the bonus points, and it allowed her to get the bonus points, so that was a problem. So I'm going to pull up. The race has started. And while they're doing that, I'm going to try to get into my computer timed out. So I want to look at the points here to see where we're at. Okay, so somebody who was missing today was Montana, who was in 3rd place with 63. But he's tied with Rhymes of Tape. So Rhymes of Tape had 63 as well. Sneaky had 36 for points. So there's going to be a lot of pivoting for points here to see how this works. Team Chris is going to want to run something here in that 2nd place position with that Paragon. It's a nice car, but she hit. Even though she did well in qualifying, she hasn't done really well in the run today. And here's Death Perception right behind her, and he's got a number. He's been running with a passion today, and he knows to stay under par for this, so it's going to be more important for him to get the best lap than it will be to get the position today. The person with the best lap and with the pole. So Shaney got the pole today, which he had 9 points from his last race. He really needs to stay under par today and recover a little bit from what he's got. He's way behind the pace, but he's up on speed. So here he is running away with it again, so maybe he hasn't learned from it, but we'll see. Here's Chewy. A lot of Issi sports today. We actually, if you'll notice, we actually are running faster cars, and that's something that we wanted to do from the get-go. It's something we discussed at the very beginning. Was a lot of the new cars are a lot faster, and we wanted the opportunity for these cars to run with it. I tested it with both the Felter and some other cars, and come to find out that some of those higher-end vehicles do really well. And what I thought was funny is that the Masako and the Jester, the original Jester, didn't do very well on these tracks compared to like the LG Retro Custom. And there's probably reason for that. There's a lot of turns and a lot of power here. So we're going to see how that pans out down the full race, because a lot of people did, like Team Chris bought a Paragon R for this specific race. I don't think she's going to regret that move, because it really did take her from a bad position and put her up into that 2nd position. But Death is knocking on the door. So we're gonna let's look at what we got here. 48. So that's the par was 48. So we get 248. Death definitely faster. Rhymes, Andrew Shady, who actually ended up in the back because he ended up breaking par in the qualifying. He ended up getting pushed to the back. Chewy up here having a problem keeping the car on the ground. Shaney's got some distance here, but we're going to stick with this. This is really the big battle right here. Even if Shaney wins, he won't be able to affect much of the point score from his side. And we got Chewy back here. I'm going to go back over to Chewy, because Chewy is knocking on the door for Death Perception to see if he can move up a little bit of position. It's such a fast area in here that these little cars have a lot of momentum on. So let's look at it again real quick. 48s again. We're kind of in the same respect. Rhymes doing a 51. Not as really good as he was doing all day with that LG Retro. But still showing up strong. Cutting the corner hard there with Chewy right on his heels, but Chewy lost it. And that's a tough turn right there. Okay, so there's, I'm really wanting to see where this death perception run goes. He's really gonna. I've said this the other time, and I said this again. He was just slowly off the pace from one of the events that we had before that kept him from taking the championship, and it was basically, I mean, and he'll probably say it was stolen away from him. I wouldn't even argue with that because of the way the race ended up happening. Sometimes you just have bad runs, and it's like you don't want to have a bad run when the points are like 20 points off. So that's the thing is here he is again in this position, wanting to pull another win out, and you know he needs it. And I think he's going to be once again the guy to watch for in his races. Chewy having issues here getting this speed down. Shaney, on the other hand, is having no problem whatsoever. He's gotten a good solid lead there. There's the see, now that's what Death needs, that 48.5. So we're seeing the fastest is a 48.5 right here. Where's Andrew? 48.7. Chewy is in there. That's gonna that could be a problem for him if Chewy can catch up with him and pull some distance there. He might be able to give him enough lap traffic, and it looks like these guys are easily going to start to overtake that front car in a while. The Paragons have so much more speed when it comes to that kind of linear speed. When they go in that straight there, they have enough turning radius that they can turn and get in the turn and just use all that speed. And right here is a really weird section. Even though you lose power, you're accelerating in it the whole entire time. Really, here's the first time you really kind of tap on the brake. It's really because of the elevation change, which I gotta say, if you guys have not tried out Chapman's tracks, oh, loose hard. Death Perception taking an opportunity to a Chewy, ramming into Team Chris. Team Chris is making some noise in there. Oh. Okay, they jockeyed for position. That puts Death up in the second position. Definitely with the faster car there. Now, usually, oh, there's Andrew with the 47 again. He knew he was going to do it, and that's the thing is I had a feeling that LG Retro was fast. See, the LGs were super competitive today. So like I said, if you haven't seen Chapman's races, you should definitely try them out. Awesome elevation changes, something where it's like when we come over the hill right here, when I first found it, you just kind of have your back wheels kind of prop off the back of the track. And that was the thing is it really was kind of rough to figure it out, but it was so much fun to actually have a track where elevation was part of the equation here. And another spot is right in here where this hard turn, and then the other part where the downhill, you really feel it. And coming up the hill here, you get a ton of momentum off of it, and you feel that. It's really great. So here we go again, 48, solid 48 runs all the way around. So Death has got his position. He wants to keep it. Shaney up there has nobody to kind of stand his way. That was kind of the beauty of being in the first position is just if you don't end up fighting off with somebody, you don't end up losing positions because of the combat. But Chewy's got his position, and there we're kind of jockeying here. I want to go back and we're going to go back and check out the man of Mr. Speed here today in his LG Retro Custom, Andrew Shady. This is a guy that I really think, he needs a win. He needs some sort of championship. He's got the distance here for the time, so it's like, just go ahead and take that first place position, and he's not far off. I really think this is somebody that once he gets this whole par thing down, he can definitely pull in championships, and he's up there with Death. He's up there with Team Chris. They're guys that just pull in high times. Shaney. I mean, there's a lot of the guys here that we have that are just really solid racers. So you can see right there as you come down, that angle goes down. You end up launching one way or the other. Chewy is all over the track. Andrew takes the position away. Solid turn right there. See, he's getting squirrely because he's really pushing that car. Let's see what he's got now. 47.796, not bad. 48 drop down with Team Chris. But he's got some distance to make up for. Anybody that we haven't looked, let's go take a look at Sneaky right here. Sneaky, the Lord of the Atomic World Challenge, the man who kind of, I mean, if you want to think about it, is kind of responsible for bringing all this stuff together in a solid position in the back. And we'll drop back to Rhymes of Tape to see what car he's running. Because he always has a nice, stylish vehicle. It's always impressing me with this. If you saw the last race, it was all about the rims in the last race, and that was really cool to see that. He's just running the LG Retro tonight, kind of the black style car. Very nice setup he's got going on there. Even if you don't win, you got to look good. So he's done it right there. So let's go back up to Team Chris. Okay, so there it is. That's a lot of distance between that Andrew Shady knocking on the door. This is kind of the center of the world here. Death, yeah, I mean, into the wall hard. Shady is kind of left of the lead up there. Okay, so we're on lap 15. That's what I thought. Okay, so there's Chewy. Chewy's lost some positions today. Death is there, but let me go to Shaney real quick and see where the heck he is. He's like just left everybody. These Paragon guys were having some issues. Look at this thing. Just Issi, was it the Club Sport? Well, whatever it is, it's definitely a sport version, and it's definitely fast. And he's just cruising away. There it is. Oh, Chewy is going in there. They got a little bit of fire. I'm at the wrong person. Yep, he spun Chewy out, we're thinking. Yep, there it is. There's a definite distance between third place and Andrew, who got into Chewy right there. And unfortunately, the angle was not right, so we didn't see it. Chewy hasn't said anything yet, but Andrew was apologizing. So this is the fight right here. This is a definitive point change. As long as there if it stays the way it is right now, there could be a points move. The times of the race. So basically, the scoring is the 15, 12, 10, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. The lowest you can get in a race for just regular driving is 2 points. If you end up getting the deduction for being the lap going over, then you can go below it, but I don't think that's going to be the case here today. But you also get the times the amount of players that are in it. So right now I think we have 7 players, so whatever position they get plus 2 bonus points for fastest lap. So if we look at that real quick, let's see, Shaney would be the 48.264. He'd steal away those 2 points. And he's also got the, Chewy has gone below par. Wow, Chewy went below par. Wow. 48.429 from Sneaky and the 48.349 and 264. So yeah, Shaney would end up getting the best lap and the best lap and pole position. I can see Shaney, the distance there was pretty cool. Like, kind of for a second there, he kind of rolled into the image. Well, we have to be getting close to the end here. Did Death catch up? Oh no, he's up on Rhymes. Just that's lap traffic right there. So that's our first lap traffic run right there. as he passes on the outside. And that allows Team Chris to roll up on him, taking the inside. Wow. This is turning into a points race right here. And Andrew Shady into Rams. Andrew is now in the fight for this as well as they get up into each other. This is becoming a real competition here. And Team Chris really loose around that corner. Lost a ton of momentum. This is where you kind of just want to keep that momentum. Don't think about the guy in front of you. Just think about where you are on the track. Oh, Andrew Shady into. I saw that. And Team Chris is about to lose a position here to the faster car, even though he's down par-wise. Oh, and around she goes. Wow, it didn't look like anybody's fault. It just looked like regular driving to me. And I mean, I'm going to go back and look at the replay on it later on. But I mean, if you guys can say something here, it just looks like they were just racing, and it's like she wasn't looking, or he came on the inside, but. Shaney is already making bets that he didn't break par, and I'm going to say he has not. Team Chris all the way back down to 5th position. That's definitely going to hurt the point standings for her. And here's Andrew hunting death to add some injury to insult. Shaney is off in the distance, but he hasn't broken par yet with that. The second and third race today has been the competition of the ages, if you will, and then having Team Chris drop back like that, just it would be killing. So there you go, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I know I didn't say it through the whole entire thing here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's one of those things that I am awful with advertising, but I love hosting these races. I love having you guys coming out. I love the input you've given us. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for it. Everybody that's watching the videos, remember that we have the entire series of all the other races all lined up, from both this, the Atomic World Challenge, the Sprunk Extreme 1 Cup, and the Pendulous races. So they're there, and I would love for you to check them out. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a great race, a great track, great competition. We will talk to you soon, and have a great day. See you next race.